What is up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Let me get in front of the Christmas tree here. It has come to another year, guys, 2020. Welcome to my year-end special, my year-end series. This is the big one, guys. This is known on my channel for years since I've started YouTube as the main event, as the event that you guys wait for all year, not just the holiday. This is actually a series that I start working on in January. Like next month, I start working on the following award show. Because every single game I play throughout the year is part of this show. Even if it's not mentioned in this countdown. I play every game, I review and take the time and sit through every game of every platform. Whether it be console, PC, PlayStation, next gen, handheld, a mobile game, a handheld game, Nintendo, Microsoft. You know, like how these big gaming journalist outlets like IGN, GameSpot, you know, Games Radar, Destructoid, all these companies, Kotaku, all these. I play way more than them. And they have a team of hundreds of people. I'm one person. I guarantee it, I play more than their whole team plays in a year. I spend in the thousands of dollars. If there's ever an experienced person to talk about a game review award show, it's me. I've been there, I've done it, I've played it. Starting from January, starting from December, and I'm not like these big game award shows where I leave off all these games that come out and talk about them the following year. If it came out in 2020, I'm going to talk about it in a game show of 2020. And there's nobody on YouTube that probably plays as many games as me. Nobody. Even games that I don't cover on here, that I cover off camera, I'm playing them. And, you know, I probably bought thousands of games this year, both digitally and physically, for every system. I mean, I have systems that have a complete collection. I already have the complete launch lineups for the next-gen systems. The physical release lineup. No joke. So, I've done it all. I've played it all. And that's why the Murray NJOA Game Awards is important to a lot of people, because they want to hear what I have to say. Now, I also don't base my awards on other gaming award shows. And I also don't base it off of the popular vote. I base it off of a few things. I base it off of myself, what I enjoyed playing the most, and what game appealed the most to me. Whether it's a game that nobody liked, it doesn't matter. It's my show. And I'm not the kind of person that caters to people of what they like. And that's one of the things that makes my award shows different, because a lot of people like to jump on the bandwagon to fit in. I'm not like that. So I want to get and jump into this. I'm doing this a little differently this year. I narrowed the countdown from like 50 games, and that was narrowed down. And I think I narrowed it down to 12, but we're going to do something differently this year. We're going to do something called the Twitter Viewer Voted Poll for Game of the Year. That's right, I ran a poll not too long ago. And I'm trying to involve you guys in the Game Awards shows for the first time. And I ran a viewer-voted poll for Game of the Year. And I'm going to start off with that right now to kick it off. And the winner of the game that won the viewer-voted poll for Game of the Year this year is none other than, voted by you, Doom Eternal. Wow, pretty good. So you guys voted for Doom Eternal. Awesome. Okay, so let's get right into it. I don't know. You could. I mixed honorable mention and the final countdown all in one list, so you could figure it out. It's going to go from 12 to 1. 12 being the least of the least, and 1 being the winner. But 12, you got to remember, out of hundreds of games that I played, so that's pretty good. So even at number 12. Is pretty good, and a lot of close calls made the cut, a lot. But I could have been here for hours talking, and I don't want to do that to you guys, right? So let's get right into it. let's get into my Game Awards for 2020. Like I said, I put a lot of work into this, and I start this series back in January, and I make notes throughout the entire year. So I really hope you respect and appreciate what I have to say. Nobody's right or wrong in this. Don't let anybody ever make you believe that either. It is what you believe. But this is just what I've experienced in 2020 and what these games made for me. Same as like a music album awards, a movie awards, whatever. These are the games that spoke to me. We're going to start off with number 12, which is Call of Duty Cold War. I did play it on a friend of mine's PlayStation 4. No, I'm sorry. A PlayStation 5 and Series X. I also played it on my channel here when it was in alpha and beta on the PlayStation 4. And I really liked this game. I really did. It was one of the Call of Duties I had the most fun with in a long time. I really enjoyed the maps. I enjoyed the weapons. I enjoyed the flow of the game. The graphics I thought were fantastic. And I really thought that, you know, Call of Duty is coming back to where I want it to be. It's still got its problems. It's still got some technical issues on next gen, but it's getting there. And I thought it was definitely worthy of making this list. At number 11, Mario Kart Home Circuit. This is that Mario Kart that had come out on the Switch that is like augmented reality, where it actually uses real karts that you control in your house. If you haven't seen this, look it up. It's quite amazing, the technology in it. They're like $100 for the kit. You can get it in either Mario or Luigi, and then you set it up in your house, and you have like these little markers to show the Switch where the track is and how the track flows, and you control it. It's very cool. The only downside is you have to have a kit and a Switch for each player. But the game is free because you have to naturally buy the system or the kit. But it definitely was fun. It's definitely great. I want to feature it on the channel here next year along with 1,000 other games. But definitely made this list this year. And coming in at number 10 for Game of the Year countdown is Resident Evil 3 Remake. And a lot of people said to me, I'm not crazy about this because we're comparing it to Resident Evil 2 Remake that came out last year. And that game was phenomenal, I'll admit. But you know what? I think the reason is because, first of all, I think they did a phenomenal job redoing it. But also, Resident Evil 3 was always one of my personal favorites. I was always a huge fan of RE3, and I did always love Nemesis. So to me, if I didn't add this to my list here for number 10, I don't think I would be fair to everyone, because I really did. And I went back and I even said, wow, I really like this. I like what they did with this game. They made a great game even greater and made it look beautiful and modern. And I had to include it in my list at number 10. At number 9, Spider-Man Miles Morales. Ooh, the first next-gen game, full next-gen game, or well, one of them, that I played on the PlayStation 5. I was lucky enough to go to a friend's house for a couple days and actually really mess with the system. And this was one of the games that I sat with, and I absolutely adored it. I am a big fan of Spider-Man, the original. They also remastered that as well. If you get the Ultimate Edition, you get access to that. But Miles Morales was really good, and I actually liked it a lot more than the original. And I thought, like I said, the original was really good. Miles Morales, really good game, and I had enjoyed my time with it, especially on a new system, new controller, the DualSense, very good. And coming in at number 8, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. At one point, this was even higher. And then I kind of made some adjustments when I sat down, because I've been sitting down with this list for the past couple days making adjustments. I'm not the kind of person where I just throw together like a lot of these places. I throw together a list and then I'm like, I'm done with it. No, I don't do that. So Assassin's Creed Valhalla coming in at number 8. Great Assassin's Creed game. Great Assassin's Creed game. I had a lot of fun with this Assassin's Creed game. The whole Viking scene. The graphics were fantastic. It had some glitches, but nothing, for me, in my experience, nothing game breaking. I did play it on a Series X machine. I also played with it on an Xbox One X. I had a lot of fun with it, and definitely worthy of my list. If you're an Assassin's Creed fan, I would say of like the Origins / Odyssey, you're definitely going to like this game. And if you weren't a fan of them, I don't know if this is going to do anything for you. Coming in at number 7 is Demon's Souls Remake on the PlayStation 5. What a beautiful game, what a hard game, but just a jaw-dropping game. If I could say buy one next-gen system and buy one game and have an experience, it would be this combo. It would be, you know, beautiful. Get it on a beautiful 4K television with your DualSense, with your PS5, and a copy of Demon's Souls. You got it made. Great game, great experience. This was also higher at one time in my list. And I was like, oh man. When I first played it, I was like, dude, is this my game of the year? I was really engrossed. Like, I was just like, I was there. And I had been to a buddy's house of like 5, 6, 7 hours past whatever. I was like, dude, it felt like a blink of an eye. And when a game does that, you know something's up. So that was number 7. And coming in at number 6 is Cyberpunk 2077. But just coming in at number 6 tells you something. This game should have been Game of the Year, or at least 2. Or at least in the top 3. But it came in at 6. Not a bad number. And that's basically based off of the glitches. Now, I mostly played it on a Series X, and it wasn't that bad. It wasn't nothing game-breaking, but I have heard. I'm not going to get into it here. That's a separate video, but I have heard, you know, the disaster stories of CD Projekt Red, but I have heard people on a base PS4 and base Xbox One, this is unplayable garbage. Garbage! And that is unacceptable for your $60, for your hard-earned money, for the amount of years that this game was in development for the amount of delays that this game had. And I think it could have made another delay, and the reason why it didn't was because of the Christmas season. They wanted those Christmas sales. And they're paying for it. It kicked them in the ass. It bit them in the ass. Cyberpunk could have been higher. But it is what it is. Came in at number 6. And number 5, Doom Eternal. Your Game of the Year. And very rightfully so. And I was thinking that when I first got through this game, and the multiplayer, the graphics are drop dead. I'm talking on a 1080p television on an Xbox One X. Doom Eternal is barrels of fun. Doom Eternal is, you come home, you want to have some fun, you want to kick some demon ass. Man, I put on my Turtle Beach headset. Doom Eternal is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous game. And I don't blame you guys for picking it. And I gotta be honest with you, it's one of my favorite, as you can see, placing as high as it did this year. Competition this year, big competition. So to place where it did this year on my list, that's saying something. And a lot of people told me, dude, Doom Eternal is my game of the year. And I can't disagree with them. I can't. The gameplay and the flow was so well done. And the game was so well made. They're really doing some amazing things. ID Software and Bethesda. And coming in at number 4, we're getting down to the bottom here. Final Fantasy VII Remake. I can't say anything else. It's a gorgeous game. It's a beautiful game. Maybe some of the best graphics that I've ever seen in a video game. And I could see this being a lot of people's game of the year. Even if it's a remake, it's a game that's built from the ground up. This is not a remaster, guys. This is a remake. The question is when are we going to see part 2, and when are we going to see this whole entire game reimagined? I don't know. I could just tell you what I played and what is out now is sheer brilliance. Fantastic. And coming in at number 3, the top 3 here, guys. Coming in at number 3 is Ghost of Sushima. Another one that I feel is going to be probably the majority of Game of the Year for people. The popular Game of the Year for people. And I have no problem with it. I agree. I will not fight you. It's the next 2 games just did a little bit more for me. But Ghost of Tsushima, you could tell how I enjoyed it during my reactions of my playthrough of the game, of what I covered of it. I loved it. The map, the exploration, the content of the game, the quality of the game, the graphics. It's the kind of game that you really do want to show off a piece of hardware. And if somebody came over and said, man, let's play a game that's going to knock my socks off, I put in Ghost of Tsushima on my setup. It's beautiful. Beautiful game. And Sucker Punch and the whole group, they knocked it out of the park with Ghost of Tsushima, and I think it's going to win a lot of awards with a lot of people, and it should. It really should. And my top 2 Game of the Years. My top 2. My number 2 and then my Game of the Year is... Now listen to me, guys. I do this every year when I get to the bottom 2. I have a little pre-discussion. I say this every year. It's almost cliche, but I was up many nights because this means to me a lot. It's not just a joke to me, and it... See, these 2 are very near to me. And I've come to this a couple times on my award shows. And I truthfully feel very strong about this year. Because this has happened to me before, but not even on this level. About how, well, if I made this Game of the Year, I would feel bad about the other one not making it. If I made this Game of the Year, I would feel bad about this one not be... I gotta base... I gotta base Game of the Year off of many things. Number 1 is fun. How much fun did I have with the game? How much did I enjoy with a game? How much enjoyment did I get? How much money's worth and gameplay did I get? How many hours worth? And what the game left impacted to me. And when I thought of that, it became clear. It became like a elimination. Process of elimination became a lot easier between the 2. Not saying that the other one was bad. Now, this year, knowing that what was coming out was clear cut and dry, being a biased person. Those of you that know me know what I'm talking about, and those of you that follow me close and have your ears open know what I'm talking about. I already had my Game of the Year made up already, because I'm such a fanboy, and I made it clear, cut, and dry. That's not the way it went down. It's not the way it went down. There was a game that was coming out, and I said it was going to be my 2020 Game of the Year for many years. It didn't make the Game of the Year. And it's not because it's bad. Not because of controversy. Nothing because of that. Not because it was, you know, this big talked about thing. Nothing to do with that. It was this close to being my Game of the Year. I had to make it second only because the other game just was so there for me, and the hundreds of hours that I put into the game made me do this choice. Now, these are both worthy of Game of the Years, in my opinion, on this channel. And to say that this one isn't my Game of the Year, still to this day, is making my head spin, because this should be clear, cut, and dry. So you know the game that is going to beat it must be something out of this world. And it is, to me. And the interesting thing is that the game that beat it, and the game that is my Game of the Year, is not that, you know, a lot of people don't get it and like it. Like I said, I don't base it off of that. These two games that I'm about to mention are, they're a required taste, and of course, leave it to me. This isn't my first rodeo at a Game Awards show. I've been through this path. It's come down to it, guys. Here I am again. Why does Murray and J. get himself in these situations? I still have Game Awards that people to this day still can't believe won my Game Award. They still fight me. And I don't back down, and I don't change either. It sticks, I tell them. This is the same. Coming in at number 2 for my Game of the Year of 2020 is The Last of Us Part 2. How can that not be my Game of the Year? I spent almost $300 on the collector's edition. And it's, you know, I love it. I think it's fantastic. I didn't have a problem with the story or what you did to characters or, oh my God, Neil Druckmann, you should change this. See, I don't believe in that. I was the guy that was highly against people making BioWare change the ending to Mass Effect 3. See, I don't believe that. Okay? That's their creation. Whether you like it or not, they shouldn't have to change it. But something just beat it, and it mostly beat it because of one thing. A game that I constantly keep coming back to. A game that I put hundreds of hours in. A game that I dedicated a series to. Guys, you know what it is. My subscribers and real viewers and followers know what I'm talking about. You guys, you got this already, guys. You got it. The Murray NJ08 Game of the Year for 2020 is Animal Crossing New Horizons. I can't get enough of it. I gotta get on today. It's the gift that keeps giving back. I said this was going to be the year of Nintendo. You know, Nintendo is an amazing company. They can come out with very few games in a year and win Game of the Year. They are quantity over quality, quality over quantity. They don't need to come out with 20 games. They can come out with one game and have it win Game of the Year. It's very simple. And I understand, you know, Animal Crossing may not be your thing. Well, I'll tell you what, it's my thing. And my viewers love it. And we get together, we make holiday events out of it. There's always a reason to go on. There's always an event going on. You could play it in handheld. You could play it on the TV. You could play it with friends. You could visit people. It never ends. There's just endless stuff to collect. It's like this giant RPG. It's like a giant living world. It's like the biggest and best Animal Crossing. It really is. Animal Crossing. New Horizons. It is an amazing game. I can't stress it enough. I can't stress the game enough. I have streams. I have a Let's Play dedicated series that we constantly go back to through the year. I started my scrolling text with it. People interact. They tell me what items to buy. Sean, do this. Sean, we love this. I enjoy it. Sometimes at night, I want to chill. I want to take... I'm done for playing video games for the day. I'm going in the room, laying down on the bed, playing Animal Crossing. It's like... and today, like, I'm going to get on and see what's in the Christmas shop. It's like... It's never ending. And it's just a beautiful game. It's a well-made game. It's a gorgeous game. It's a fun game. It's Game of the Year. Nothing to take away from The Last of Us. If I could make a tie, I would. But I don't like to do that. I don't think that's fair. Oh, yeah, he gave 2 games Game of the Year. Yeah, he's legit. I don't like to do that on my channel. Animal Crossing, New Horizons, Game of the Year, 2020. That's all she wrote, folks. I'm done. Thank you for joining me for this year-end series, this year-end special. Thank you for joining me for my award shows. Thank you so much for joining me for everything on the channel. And continue watching my Animal Crossing Let's Play series. Hope you guys are well, safe, take care. Hope to see you on future videos. And let me know if you play Animal Crossing. Woo! That's much love to Tom Nook. That's all I gotta say. Love that guy. I really do.